I'm Jessica.
And I'm Melanie.
Welcome to J&M Table Chat.
Hey. So this blog is about single parenting, single moms, just our life before our children and currently and the struggles that we have to face from start to finish.
This is just a place where we can be completely open and naked with each other. That way we are able to help each other grow and push forward and not feel like we're alone in this situation.
We kind of just want to give out our stories to help any woman out there who feel like they're alone and who can relate to us, because there's many people, like even in our friends circle, that were like, oh my god, I didn't know you were going through this, but it happens. And once you feel like you can relate to that person, you feel you can open up more and ask for advice and not be judged. And that's our goal here, is like non-judgment, judgmental free, just everything raw and out there.
So we have Lisa over here. We're not going to show her right now because she just came from work. Single mom life. She's going to be asking us a couple of questions and we're just going to kind of open up and talk.
About what age did you become a mom?
For me, I technically was 19. I had my son a week before my 20th birthday.
I was 21. I actually was pregnant when I was 20. I had my 21st birthday when I was pregnant, which was not fun.
How long were you with the father of your child?
Well, like pretty much every other single mom, I would say I was with my son's father 5 years off and on.
I was with my son's father for 6 years. I did get married. Against my better intuition, I got married and had to go through the divorce process. But it was as well on and off. Even when we were married, there were months where we were not together, and then there was months where we were together. Same thing. It was because you want that dream family home with dad and mom and the kids, and you think that you can make it work and you can be strong for the both of you. So eventually it wears off and you realize that you're more important, your kid's more important, and your future, you can't be held back.
Yeah, it's just a learning experience, honestly, especially being young and first time mom. It's just like, you know, you have that dream since you were a child that you want to do it right, you want to get married first and have children, but it doesn't work out that way usually, or most of the time. So it's kind of, you just make it work, or you try to, and if it doesn't, just move on.
So salud.
Salud. Saluti fruity.
What was your breaking point? When was your breaking point, I guess, is the better question.
I would say for me, it was maybe when you just feel like that love died. Like no matter what you tried and what you did, it just, you couldn't get that back. And I mean, of course there was infidelity and everything like that. And I feel like once you lose that respect with that person, no matter what you do, you just can't get it back. And you can try, you can break up and make up, and you still always bring up the past. So it's just not healthy. It just, I couldn't do it anymore.
I think my breaking point was finally, I think, realizing my self-worth. I thought that I wanted to make it work because I wanted the family so bad, and I wanted to be married, and who doesn't want to be in love and have the white picket fence story and all that. So I mean, I fought for it, but then I realized that I was showing example to my kid that I would never want him to do for himself. I would never want him to lower himself for this dream that he thinks that he has to settle for, when you can have that and still value yourself, and someone will value you. If we're gonna be real raw, I think the breaking moment was the last time that I was cheated on. My husband came home at 7 o'clock in the morning and told me that I wasn't giving him something that someone else could give him. And to look at myself in the mirror, I was like, well, there's nothing wrong with me. At that point, I realized that I valued myself and I was beautiful. I didn't need him to validate that. And then I just kind of was like, no, enough is enough. Someone else is out there and someone else will value you and take you and your kid in the picture.
Yep.
And I walked away. Never looked back, not a single day after that.
You're so much better for it. Yes. Amen, sister.
What changed in you when you became a mom?
I don't know. I feel like I just gained a new reason to live, and for someone to live for and change my life for and actually work towards something. To be able to support him and give him everything he needs and everything that I've wanted, which, I mean, I had a great childhood myself, but it's that constant push that you know that you're not doing anything for yourself. You can no longer be selfish. Like, you have to become selfless if you weren't already, and just working towards that just as a push. And you learn so many new things about yourself and who you are as a woman and who you are as a parent and a mom and everything. And it's like a trial and error, honestly.
Probably my drive. My drive is stronger now. Like there's failing is not an option because you have someone else that's looking up to you. So you have to show them that you can do anything.
Okay, the next question is, how did you balance womanhood and motherhood at the same time?
What?
I guess honestly, for me, it's still not that it's a challenge, but it's still a daily task that I'm facing because of the fact that you feel you want to spend so much time with your child, but at the same time you don't want to lose yourself and lose time with your friends and stuff like that. So it's just, I feel like it's a constant, you gotta give to take type thing. I don't think it ever ends trying to balance those two worlds, because no matter what you do, you kind of feel guilty. I don't feel guilty when I'm spending time with my kid, but then at the same time, it's just like when I'm not there, I'm like, damn, maybe I really should be with him and I shouldn't be hanging out. But I feel if you as a woman, especially being a single parent, if you lose all those ties to your friends, it kind of brings you down and brings you into that depression, and you lose yourself and you forget, before I was a mom, I was a woman. So I kind of try to make it my business to make time for my friends, but give me the most time to my son. So it's still a learning experience when it comes to balancing those two worlds.
You just try the best to organize your time so that you're with them the most important times that they need you. After school, you're with them until they go to bed, and then you just kind of got to work yourself in around that schedule. And time to take care of yourself, even if it's just sitting down watching your favorite show, drinking wine and vegging out on the couch. You need that time to yourself, or whatever it is that you love to do that's like your escape. You have to have that. You just have, instead of it being kind of convenient, now you have to inconvenient other things like your sleep or
Absolutely.
So many other things that you just have to make the time for it. If not, you end up losing yourself, and then you don't want to lose yourself so far that
there's no going back.
Yeah, there's no going back. And then even when it comes to dating, that's another important thing, because we were in serious relationships. Coming out of that, you still have to learn yourself as a woman now. Back then we were kids. 19, 20, we were young. We didn't really know who we were.
Naive.
So now you have to learn who you are as a woman and who you are as a mom. So that you're ready for anybody else that's going to come into your life, whether it's friends or a future partner or business, anything.
And I feel like what we have or grown to do more is just, since we both have kids, it's just easier to still have our girl time in our own separate, whether it be on the couch with wine and just kind of talking about our daily frustrations and just getting things off our chest while the kids play. So it's just, when it comes to having friends that have children, it's so much easier to maintain those both worlds, because you can have your girl time with your girlfriend while your child's playing with her child, and it's easier. It's a lot easier, but at the same time, you have those friends who don't have kids yet that may get frustrated when you say, hey, I'm sorry, I can't, but you can't, there's not a way to explain it, no matter how many ways you go about it. Just some people don't understand, and kind of just gotta live with it and move on, honestly.
What has been your biggest challenge to date?
There's so many.
There is so many. I don't know.
This year, let's be a little bit more
narrow
specific.
it down to this year.
Let's be specific. Okay,
I
this
would
year.
say this year my biggest challenge has been trying to figure out who I am. I feel like within the past couple of years I've lost myself and lost what goal I want to obtain, and for the longest time, I just felt like, yeah, you know, I want to do this. I want to be in medical field. That's what I want to do. But within this last year, like, I had to put school on hold and just figure out who I am as a person, because my lives within when I was in high school to now have changed so much that I just don't think that I want to be in medical. But at the same time, I feel like me changing my career goal is almost like a letdown to my parents. So I feel like I've just been lost within this year, and my biggest challenge is just kind of finding who I am and who I want to be, to make sure that the career that I choose, I can actually sustain a good life for myself and my son. Because at the end of the day, yeah, you know, you want to do something that makes you happy, but if it doesn't generate enough income, you kind of have to put your goal on that back burner, because you have someone else's support, and it's not you that can just give up everything to do what you desire to do, because you need a steady income, you need to maintain, you know, the life of yourself and your child. So it's just, I guess, finding myself and who I want to be has been my biggest obstacle this year.
Rearranging the people around you. I don't know how to word that, but like watching the people that are around you and kind of like
Adjusting your circle.
Adjusting your circle and letting go of some people. As much as it sucks, because you think of like, oh, all the memories and all this other stuff that comes with it, but you have to watch who's around you, because they taint the way you think. They taint what you do, your actions sometimes. Like, they may encourage you to do something that if you didn't have their voice in your head, you may not have made that choice. And so then you're not being true to yourself. You're being true to other people and their opinions versus like finding yourself type thing. Same thing. Yeah. Just kind of, you know, the hardest part of finding myself, I think, is the fact that sometimes you have to let things go that you've either outgrown or they play their purpose and their season is done.
Yeah, absolutely. Cutting out the bad in your life, it is hard because you don't want to let go of some of those friendships after they've been friends for years, and you're just like, you know, oh, I'm gonna be friends forever, but in reality, some people are just not meant for you. So,
what inspires you to push through?
my son. I think that's for both of us. My son is my biggest inspiration, and I just want him to know and learn through me that whatever it is that you want to do, that it is obtainable, maybe not right away, but with hard work. And I just want to, like, you know, I just look to him. Anything I do, it's always with him in mind first before anything. So if I feel like it's not a good thing for him, then it's not going to happen. So I feel like he's my biggest drive. He's the one who pushes me to want to better myself for him.
As I kind of had a terrible upbringing. Not like terrible. People have had way worse, but I mean, it was very dysfunctional upbringing. So my drive is that I want to provide a different environment for my son. I don't want him, like, yeah, we have a broken family, and that sucks that has to be the same as the parents, but we have the choice to make it still not a dysfunctional environment for him. He doesn't have to know that there's discord. There can be, you know, even though behind the scenes reality, of course there's going to be discord because you're not together anymore. So it's kind of like, you're not going to agree. Some people are going to be vindictive or whatever. But as long as you keep that behind the screen, whatever they see, you make their world as good as you can make it. And give them more of a stable environment, healthy environment, something that's going to help them grow, that they can come home and that's their peace. They're not coming home to chaos and stress and they want to run to the streets for some kind of comfort or something. So the drive is just this for my son, but to just make sure that he has a really good home environment and upbringing.
Whom do you look to for advice?
For me, I mean, I feel like it's different depending on what advice I'm seeking. Like, the majority of my advice I would look to my mom, because my mom has been like my rock my whole life. She's I would say she's my best friend before anything else. And I feel my mom's the type of person, she doesn't sugarcoat. So yeah, you may not like what you want to hear, but at the end of the day, she's right.
It's the truth.
So, I mean, I feel like when it comes to her, she will tell me what the best option is. Whether I take her advice or not, that's on me. But before anything, I would go for her for the majority of my issues or whatever I need consoling for. But when it comes to other things, maybe like relationships or anything different, I would go to one of my close friends for advice, as long as, you know, just keep it confidential at that point.
Not the same. I don't have a mom figure. I mean, I have a mom figure. So I have about 2 or 3 that I can be like, okay, I can call them and I can be completely honest with them and they'll not judge me and give me good advice. And then the same, for relationships and other stuff like that. I mean, you go to your friends who you trust their opinion and their perspective on it, and then you kind of just weigh out, the good, the bad, and make a decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How many times have you felt as if you failed as a mother?
Man.
Many
Every
times.
day?
Many. I was gonna honestly say that every day there's one point in your day you're like, oh my god, I feel so guilty. Like, oh, my son wants to play with me, but I'm watching a show right now. So wait, you're gonna have to wait. And then you realize after, like, damn, maybe I should have stopped that show to play with him. But, I mean, like I said, it's being a parent is just a learning experience. So it's like trial and error. You're gonna fail. You're gonna feel like you failed. But my thing is, as long as my son tells me he loves me every day and comes to me for everything and runs to me, I know that I'm not failing as a mom. I may think so, but if he feels otherwise, then that's all that matters to me.
Mm-hmm. It says how often do we feel? Or
How many times? Or how often?
How often? All the time.
Yeah.
It may not be every single day. There may be a day where, like, man, I rocked that day. I did everything. He's in bed. He's good. Everybody's happy. We did this. But then there's days, where you make mistakes. You're frustrated. You woke up late, or they're giving you a problem, and you're just like, you shout at them, or you do something, and you're like, dang, I feel so bad.
Yeah.
Afterwards, and you're like, but if I say sorry, then I'm looking like they did, that they were right and I was wrong, or whatever. It's
a battle.
Yeah, it's a battle. And it's single parenting, so it's difficult. You just, like, the way that it was supposed to work is you have two people to raise one kid and make a decision and be that firm upholding on a daily basis. But when you don't have that and it's just one parent, it's a little bit harder because now you have both of those weights on you.
Yeah.
You have mom and dad, and then sometimes if they do have a relationship with their dad, then you have to deal with, well, what is dad going to say when they go over there?
Yeah.
And then there's division, and then it's complicated. But yeah, there's definitely many occasions where you feel like you're failing. But then, like she said, when they come to you and they tell you how much they love you, and you can see that they love you, and they know that what you do is because you care, then you're like, okay, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And that concludes.
That's our first episode. Stay with us, guys, because most likely the majority of other times that you'll see us, we'll have another single parent with us, and just kind of speaking around the table and relating our lives to theirs and hopefully yours. So see you next time.
See you next time. If you have any questions, or if you have any topics that you'd like us to talk about, or if you have questions for us personally, leave them in the comments below.
Yes,
please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time.
See ya.